Welcome to 5 Points of Articulation, where I review action figures and then articulate 5 points to help you decide if you want to add that figure to your collection. The 5 points that I'll be discussing are packaging, presentation, posability, playability, and price. I'm Jason, and I have been talking about aliens and predators a lot lately. And although I am pretty excited to move on to some other reviews, there's one last item I'd like to talk about. I discovered this item around Halloween of 2020. What I'm holding is a Mexican bootleg of an action figure produced by a third-party company called Rebor, and it's called the XRex, the Xenomorph Rex. Now, when I say third-party, what I mean is Rebor did not have a license to produce alien figures. Instead, they made something very much like an alien figure and just managed to avoid all the necessary branding. But we know, an X-Rex means a Xenomorph Rex. It's what would happen if an alien punched out of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but by calling it a Xenomorph Rex, it's also technically a Xenomorph King. That original figure does go for a pretty penny on eBay, but this Mexican bootleg was only about 13 bucks. As soon as I heard of it, I had to have it, and it was probably one of the fastest purchases I ever made on eBay. It reminds me a lot of the classic Kenner figures and completely tickles my heartstrings. I really just wanted to make a video to share this with you. Now, since this isn't an official release, I'm not going to be quite as strict with it like I would normally be in a normal 5 Points of Articulation review. I'm still going to give it points, but it's really going to be more ceremonial this time. This video is really just more about examining a really weird little action figure oddity and just having some fun. Isn't that what toys are about? But enough gabbing, let's go to the review station and dig in. Since the X-Rex was not an actual official release, it doesn't actually have a box for me to look at. It was shipped in a pretty nice cardboard box though, and was pretty well packed, so just for the sake of being ceremonial, half a point. Taking a close-up look though, good golly, this thing is extremely well detailed. We have a nice homage to the classic Alien Queen frill for the back of the head, a couple of rows of razor teeth, got some itty-bitty teeny little T-Rex arms, and he is thick with 2 C's. All that nice alien rib cage detail. While we're down here though, you'll see that there are no peg holes, and as far as what these circles are, well, I'll get to that during posability. Not only is this really nicely sculpted, but you can see, the difference between the blue and the green. All the nice gold highlights. Absolutely beautiful tail. I just love all of this detail. Nice gold wash there, really pops. Got the dorsal tubes. Cool little predator riding on top. If you couldn't tell at a quick glance, the whole thing is actually cast in translucent plastic, so let me see if I can't get some backlight on there. Yeah, here we go. Look, we can see this nice blue plastic and how it just sort of fans out into the green. This tail is so cool. See the see-through feet and a little bit of the body there, the head. Even the predator is see-through. You can see the light coming in through the frill. I imagine if you had like an artist light box you could display it on top of, it would look really, really cool. Intellectually, I know this is a bootleg. I also know that the original figure was basically just black and silver. This translucent metallic look is really unique to this figure, and it just looks so cool. I love the look of this figure. The paint, the sculpt, the translucence. I love everything about how this figure looks, so 1 whole point. Moving on to posability, the X-Rex has a swivel hinge at the neck, allows it to move side to side. Really great tilt, but the frill is actually a separate piece, moves independently. The jaw also opens, allowing the double mouth to come out. There is shoulder articulation, allowing the entire piece here to swivel. Oh dear. Huh. Well, luckily that pops right back on, but yeah, as you can see, the arms do move up and down a little bit. Swivel hinge for the thigh. The feet spin round and round to help it stand up. That's what this is for. And swivel at the tail. And the predator up top has a waist cut, so you can also turn him side to side. Probably not going to be able to strike any dynamic poses, but you know what? It moves around a bit. To be honest, I didn't even realize the arms moved until I broke it. So yeah, 1 whole point. Moving on to playability, it does come with this Predator figure, and honestly, the less said about how it plugs into the alien, the better. And you know what? If you wanted to pose it without the Predator, it doesn't look half bad. And to be honest, it'll even probably fit into your Kenner collection a bit better this way. That being said, this bootleg does actually come with an action figure, so stand back and prepare to be amazed. Ooh. You know what? This would probably look a lot better in the dark. Ho 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 ho! And hey, that one's kind of soothing. But you know what? Playability is so much more than fancy light-up features and awkwardly sculpted predators. It's also about how well your figure plays with others. Here he is with some Kenner Queens, and oh my gosh, this looks fantastic. Predator is a little bit out of scale, but we can fix that. And yeah, you'd never even know. This looks great. Here he is with a couple of other translucent aliens. So many aliens! And since he is the Xenomorph Rex, that makes him the King Alien, so here he is side by side with the Kenner King Alien. Not gonna lie, I kinda like this better. He's a little small for the Space Marines, but if you take the Predator off, you can kinda fudge him in. And since he did punch out of a T-Rex, here he is side by side with a dinosaur. So just in case there was any doubt, for playability, this figure gets 1 whole point. Alien Dance Party! Woo! Sorry, I don't know what came over me. But we do have one topic left to discuss, which is price. Being a bootleg, there isn't really one consistent price across the board. I paid $13 plus shipping, which honestly for all this really isn't bad. So since I did have so much fun and am feeling pretty generous, I'm going to give this 1 whole point, bringing the grand total to 4.5. One thing I did forget to do on camera was measure this guy out. Stem to stern, he comes to 12 inches exactly. I did hear that the original Rebor figure is actually 17 or 18 inches, so I'm kind of curious. Until researching the origins of this figure, I didn't even know that one existed. Now, I have a whole new holy grail to chase after. But even if I never get that one, I love this figure. It checks all the boxes for everything I loved in the old Kenner line. It's a crazy animal hybrid, it's translucent, it's got some metallic paint, it's got a zany action feature. To me, this is like finding a long-lost Kenner alien figure I never knew existed, and I love it. If you're a Kenner alien fan, or just an alien fan in general, you have to track this down. Quick word of caution, when I bought it, the tail was actually separate from the rest of the figure. I did need to heat it up before it would pop on. I don't know about you, but I've had my fill of aliens and predators for a while, and I'm very excited to start moving on to some other reviews. I have a bunch of figures waiting in the wings that I can't wait to get to. In the meantime, please do check out one of the other videos here on my channel. If you enjoyed this content, like it, share it, do all the YouTube rigmarole, help me spread the word. I'll see you again real soon. Until then, have fun.